you want to use the speaker? And then if you just slideshow, we just say good day.
Thank you. We're going to test our relationship. Judy's going to push the buttons. Good at that. And I'm going to try and proceed. So, can I get a show of hands? Who separates their organic waste from general waste? Wow, it's better than I thought. See if I can get the rest of you on board later. So here we go.
Keep going, mate. I just,
Yep. So we estimate there are something over 2 million tonnes of organic waste, and this isn't leaves and trees and branches. 2 million tonnes go to landfill every year. What does that look like? That's Eden Park, filled to the roof, end to end, side to side. Every year, times 5. Not just 1, 5 times. What's government doing about it? There's a mandate out that by 2030, no organic waste will go to landfill. So that's 6 years ago. So what are our options? We've got composting. Now that's a 4,000-year-old technology. Uses a lot of space. Takes 3 food waste, take 4 to 6 months to process, ready for soil. Vermicomposting, the good old, back up. It was going to happen, wasn't it? The good old worm farms. Now you imagine 2 million tonne and these little itty bitty critters getting into all of that. It's going to take a huge amount of time. 12 months for worm farms to produce an end product. The latest player, waste to energy in Reparoa. So this machine takes organic waste, and if you set it up to do 50 tonne a day, you've got to put 50 tonne a day in. If you don't put 50 tonne a day in, it'll fail. So it makes power, and you get about 10% of the input weight comes out as a digestate. That is arguably whether it's good for the soil or not. So those are the 3 main systems that we've got that have any significance in handling organic waste. What they all have in common is the need for trucking it. Truck and trailers, 2 million tonne, 40,000 truck and trailer movements every year, each weighing 50 tonne. What does that do to our roads? Beautiful. So we've had a lot, 2 million tonne of organic waste, huge volume, huge. The current systems, large, centralised, they take time, take up space, and then it costs them feet. And then of course we've got that problem of truck and trailer units, 40,000 units a year. Did that by myself, trying to get it to play. I'm quite delighted that it's worked. So, Earth SOS, what we've done, Judy and I, we've looked at the problems. So with composting, you know that there's sites that have been closed down because of leachate, which is toxic runoff, because of smell, because urban sprawl, going right to the door. We've had a look at all of the issues, and we've designed those out and come up with quite a neat little technology. This is Rosie. This is where, and Rosie, just as a matter of interest, is only because I love the Jetsons, and it's the housekeeper from the Jetsons, right? Nothing else, nothing fancy about it. So, the whole process works around this machine, the reactor. All right, and this is set up in the marvellous city of Upper Hutt City Council have helped us set up this proof of concept site. So this is, what we've done is we've wanted to prove that we can fit our solution, scale it down and fit it into containers. So it's easy to house. If you haven't got a building, no worries, we've got a solution. So this is our pre-treatment. That's the reaction. And this is typically the sort of food that we get. These are the nice pictures of the food that we get. and you'll have to do it twice now. So when the material comes in buckets or bins, we put it out onto a conveyor and we check for contamination. It then goes in, we reduce the size of the material, and then it gets fed into Rosie. At this point, Rosie becomes a heated mixing bowl on steroids, right? When it's in Rosie, we add the secret herbs and spices, and shortly after, we've got some soil that comes out. Yes, it's hot, but it cools down, and we can mechanically cool that down within a few hours. And that's the soil. Now you have that comes on us. Happy days. Soil into organics, 4 hours. That's from when it arrives on site. It comes out of soil. Pretty amazing. It's pretty sexy. We're pretty happy with it. Now, let's just have a look at that 2 billion tonne and look at where the main culprits are. In this case, we've identified that, you know, the commercial waste, the abattoirs and the dairy giants, they around about 1.2 million tonnes of organic waste. That goes to mainstream or privately owned landfill. So, thank you. To show that using a scalable modular system, we could set up, as is here, using the technology that we've got, a site in Taiwan that does 30,000 tonne a year on 800 square metres. So if you think about that, that's just a pocket handkerchief. And that is food waste and soil out within 8 hours. So you can imagine 1.2 million tonne can be very easily a few strategically placed systems close by. You've got smaller trucks on the road, extremely efficient. Thank you. This is the fun stuff. Let's look at the near 800,000 tonne a year from food service and domestic, and let's see what we can do. So this is where we've designed a container, what we call our container series, capable of doing 3,000 tonne a year, right? And it can hold its own fiscally, so it's a viable opportunity. Food waste in, soil out. But there's a little bit more to this picture, as you can see. There's some community gardens going on. There's involvement with people. There's a difference. It's not just a business, if you will. Yeah. So let's have a look at Wellington region. If we have 23 scaled systems within the Wellington region, all of the organic waste that comes out of that region can be processed. No shipping it up to Reparoo, no shipping it up to wherever. Just keep it local. And what's even better, it brings in jobs. Plus micro business. I'm absolutely convinced that there will be all sorts of micro business that will come from this. I've been told I've got 10 minutes, I thought I had a little bit more. Cheers, Robbie. So, 2 million tonnes of organic waste. The only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, right? So let's scale it down and not try and have all these big systems. Large centralised systems, still an issue because we've got space and time and the constant feeding. No more, it's gone. 40,000 truck and trailer journeys each year, don't need them now. Now the business starts to get a little bit exciting. We've got contracts with councils and the food waste is coming in and the business model is viable. Now the people. This is where we start getting excited about the opportunities because now we can get young people through, they can learn some skills, learn how to grow their own things. We could set up the community gardens where folk can come and tend. They can earn silver big dollars or something, you know, if they want to. There's all sorts of options that start to come from this. So we've got these vegetables that we can put back into the community so that we can help the food poor. So, I'll just go to the next one, sweetie. So that's us in a 10-minute window. One more. Thank you. So we are looking at setting up these sites for investment for people to have a stake in. So if this has reached you in any way, I'd be delighted to have a yarn and see see what your thoughts are. Thank you.
Well, could you just, sorry, please, let's give Will a round of applause. In my office the other day, you spoke a bit more about community projects, how you want to get the community involved, and I know that potentially looking for investors and how that, I know you're still working through that, but just pretty let us a bit about that.
So what we're thinking is if we can get the councils behind us, then we can get contracts up to help the viability of it. Then what we've got is an opportunity for somebody to invest in smaller sites, right? Where you could put some influence and maybe even coach people, help people learn about business. It's likely that these could even become franchise type opportunities as well. So at the moment we've done the proof of concept, we know it works, we know that we can do it in the time frame, and we know that we've got a really good product at the other end. So I didn't want to miss this opportunity of presenting, but you know, there is still some work to be done, but there's very much opportunities to have a yarn, and let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's sort of like a three-man operation.
Yeah, well, at the moment we've got 2 people operating it. That's collecting and processing. So obviously you can grow it as much as you would like to, right? So the whole system would work quite happily with 4 people maximum, and you could possibly get away with just 2. So each batch is taking 3.5 hours. I'm really mindful of your 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, good,
So each batch is 3.5 hours. So if you wanted to do more, your scalability is you just do 3 or 4 batches in a day, or 5 batches, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. So you can very easily increase your throughput. Are there any questions?
Yeah, please. Any questions for Will? Go.
What's the volume over that 3-hour period that you were processing?
So the system that we would have would be you'd have 5.5, so about 5 tons, per batch. Yeah. For a container series. If you wanted to go into a building, then you could go up to the next size system, and you could add 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Just keep going. So it's completely scalable and modular too.
Your end product, the soil that you get at the end of it, does that need further fortifying to be a realistic agricultural product?
Yeah. So what we're designing at the moment is actually a mixing bowl. So once we've actually cooled the material mechanically, then there'll be a mixing bowl, and if we wanted to add humate or increase the nitrogen levels, then we can do that. All right. So everything could be bagged, in fact, that day.
So where do you set up these sites? Is there any requirement on where can the sites be? How big of land would you need?
So the site that we're sitting on at the moment is about 300 square metres, right? And that's enough for the processing. For the community garden side, then you might want a few more 100 square metres, you know. A section, 600, 700 square metres would do it. Right? It's at the moment we haven't tested, well, we have tested councils, but with regards to the consent process, and I've had no feedback or requirement for documentation. They come and see it. We've got a water treatment plant that covers all the leachate. There's no odour as soon as you walk into the container, you don't smell anything. So it's, and there's one mouse came into the container, got annoyed, couldn't find anything, and took it off. It was great, I should have had a video by the time I got the camera out, it was too late. Gone.
Good, so Will's going to be round by Jess.
One more question. So,
Yes.
you said that you like put herbs and spices into it to
Yes.
turn it into soil. But what kind of stuff are you actually putting into it? Are you sure that it's actually good for what you're going to grow in the soil?
It's an organic enzyme,
Okay.
those secret herbs and spices.
Secret being the operative word.
Yeah.
Secret, yes. I just.
So it's targeted to each waste stream as well,
Okay.
right? So if it's cooked food, then there would be a different one. So,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Awesome. So I've been out to see your plant, Will,
Yeah.
a couple of times, one in Kapiti, one in Upper Hutt,
That's right.
and Upper Hutt City Council have been great to work with as part of the pilot program, so thanks to Upper Hutt City Council.
Okay.
Thanks to you, Will, and please make sure you get to meet him and chat to him, and he'll happily pass his card on for further contact details.
Nice.
Thanks, everyone. You can hear me fine, but